I don't think there is a less aesthetic way I could decide to do this, but here we are. We're on my bedroom floor, and I thought we would do a book haul because I've recently acquired quite a few secondhand books. I think they're all secondhand, all except one, which I pre-ordered. So I don't know if you guys know this, but Vinted has a book well, they have a section for like everything, but they have a book section, and it's my favorite. So I thought I would show you guys some of the books I have been picking up secondhand, and like I said, the one that I pre-ordered. So we'll start with the secondhand books. The first one I'm going to show you is The Critic as Artist by Oscar Wilde. I recently read The Picture of Dorian Gray for the first time, and I really liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but I really liked it. I want to read more Oscar Wilde. This is an essay. This is not a story. It says, with some remarks on the importance of doing nothing and discussing everything. I feel like we need more discussion on doing nothing. I don't think doing nothing is appreciated enough these days. And it's so teeny tiny. It's going to be perfect for travel, taking around, reading on the bus. The next book is called Wellness by Nathan Hill. I heard about this last year, I want to say, and just stumbled across it. Oh, it's got pictures. Was not expecting that. I stumbled across it on Vinted. Well, to be honest, the cover caught my eye, just all the lovely colors. And I was like, oh, I think I've heard about that. And I had. So I thought I would pick it up. This is about Jack and Elizabeth, who meet as students in the 90s. I think they're studying... Yeah, they're part of the underground thriving art scene in Chicago. And then it like fast forwards 20 years. And they're married, and their marriage is kind of falling apart, and they're trying to face their demons, and things from their past come up. And it sounds like my kind of read, frankly. I know I have another one from Nathan Hill that I haven't read yet. It's called The Nix. I think it won some kind of award. It was very well loved. That's all I know. That's all I remember. The next one I know very little about, but I have been on a kick of watching Fran. I'm going to mispronounce her last name. Fran's videos. I'll link Fran. Fran Meneses. I hate myself right now. But she's going through like a big reading kick. She has been for, I think, about a year or two. And she recommended a bunch of Spanish books, but specifically books by authors from Chile. And I haven't read any, I don't think. So I took a few of her recommendations. I'll get the other one, actually. So, is that it? I think it's just these two for now. So, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, of course. Love in the Time of Cholera. I do have already on my shelves 100 Years of Solitude. So one of those is getting read soon, because I feel like I'm going to love Marquez. I just do. I just feel like I'm going to love Marquez. And the other one is more new. And this is Chilean Poet by Alejandro Zambra. Yeah. I don't know much about this, but I know that people are loving it. The reviews are insane. And Fran recommended it. So I got it. I managed to find a secondhand copy, which was amazing. So I ordered that. And I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with like Latin American writers. I studied English Lit in Scotland, so things were pretty specific to Britain and America. So it's nice to get some variety. I also ordered On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Everybody and their mother has read this. I stayed away because of the hype for a long time. This was like £1 on Vinted, and I know it makes everybody cry. I'm gonna see if it makes me cry. We'll see. Probably. Let's be honest. It probably will. What's next? Oh yeah, I picked up If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. Never read Baldwin. How I've made it this far without reading Baldwin, I don't know. I know my husband has... Oh, I can't remember which one it is. It might be Giovanni's Room. But I honestly can't remember. My husband has a Baldwin. I tend not to read... Or maybe it's Notes of a Native Son. I tend not to read my husband's books because, especially books like this, I like to annotate. And I like to take notes and like mark things, and my husband doesn't like that. So this was the only Baldwin I could find on Vinted at the moment anyway. So I just picked this one up. It's nice and thin, and yeah, I just want to read some Baldwin. Oh Oh, this is really exciting. I've been looking for this book everywhere. I don't know if it's out of print or if it's just not very popular. I have no idea. Sargent's Women, 4 Lives Behind the Canvas by Donna M. Lucy. This is nonfiction, and it's described as a seductive, multi-layered biography based on original letters and diaries. The author illuminates 4 extraordinary women painted by the iconic high society portraitist John Singer Sargent. I think there are problems with Sargent as an artist, but I do love his art, especially his portraits of women, and specifically like their fashion. He was kind of known for being able to portray that. Now, of course, that comes with the fact that he was painting women in high society, so they had like beautiful clothes. But yeah, it's just, I think he's interesting, and his paintings are beautiful. So I thought, you know what? I saw someone talk about this on Instagram, and it was like, I've been looking for it in bookshops. It was weirdly hard to find. And then finally I just bit the bullet when I came across a copy on World of Books, which is like a secondhand website for books. And they usually do like a buy 3 get 1 free sale. So I got this as part of that, and I'm really looking forward to reading it because, like I said, looked for it everywhere. In that same order, I picked up Reborn: The Early Diaries of Susan Sontag. I just want to read more Sontag. I haven't read much. I think I saw Fran reading this, and that's why it was on my list. I think she was reading it in Tokyo. And I was like, cool. That's it. I also got this absolutely cutie pie edition of 9 Stories by J.D. Sallinger. I have read The Catcher in the Rye. Hated it. Hate it. I get why people love it. I think it's one of those books that you have to be in the right mindset for. And I was, frankly, too old when I read it for the first time. Too far removed from youth. And just found it annoying. But that doesn't mean I won't like his other stuff. And I've heard good things about 9 Stories. So I thought, you know what? This is a good way of like seeing if I like his reading in his writing in other contexts. Because The Catcher in the Rye was just not my thing. And once again, look at how teeny tiny. Like, this is a regular that's a big book. This is a regular paperback. Look at how teeny tiny. I love that. I can just take it everywhere. I don't know. I mean, I take books everywhere anyway, but something about it being so small. I also got a secondhand copy of How to Be Both by Ali Smith, just because I haven't read it. I've read some Ali Smith, and mixed results. Like some of it. Didn't as much like other stuff, but I wanted to try How to Be Both. This is hardback as well. I love the back of this. I don't know what painting that is, but I want to find out. Because I really, really love the painting. Let's see. Back. One of the 3 deacons who oversee the month of March. I'm going to have to look that up. But that just really caught my eye. I don't know. I love that. I love those old kind of Renaissance paintings. I just think they're really cool. Oh, this is a doorstop, and by the looks of things has not been read before. I did get it secondhand, but I don't think it was opened. 2666 by Roberto Bolano. I originally heard of this years ago because Patti Smith said it was one of her favorite books of all time, and she's maintained that. And then like looked at it a bunch of times and was like, one day. But not today. And then found it on Vinted for like £1 or £2 or something. So I'm gonna give it a go. I am gonna give it a go. Once again, Latin American writer. I have very little knowledge, so I'm here to learn. And then the last of my secondhand books is this really cool edition of Brighton Rock by Graham Greene, which in a in addition to just having a very cool cover. I've never read Brighton Rock, but when I saw this cover, I was like, oh, I want that on my shelf. And once again, it was like £1 on Vinted. This is not an ad for Vinted, although if you want to support me, call me. Because I buy a lot of stuff on Vinted. So those are my secondhand books. And then I have one book that's new. I pre-ordered it, so it just came out. And it's the new Joan Didion posthumously published Notes to John. From what I understand, this is a compilation of a diary Joan kept where she would write letters to John after she went to therapy or something. Something to that effect. Yeah, in November 1999, Joan... Oh, cat. Scout. Don't flash yourself, girl. In November 1999, Joan Didion began seeing a psychiatrist because, as she wrote to a friend, her family had had a rough few years. She described the sessions in a journal she created for her husband, John Gregory Dunn. So yeah, it was a journal, but she would write to her husband because I think it just made it easier to write in her journal, specifically about therapy. So, I mean, Joan Didion is one of, if not my favorite writer. I talk about it all the time. I have to say it every time now. I don't know why, but I wrote my dissertation on Joan Didion. So when I saw that this was coming out, I pre-ordered it because I was really excited to read more of her stuff because she passed away, 2 years ago now or something. And it's just sad. I just miss her. I didn't know her, but I miss her, and we're not going to get new things from her anymore. So those are my books. I guess I could show you. I have 3 books out from the library. I could show you those. The first one is Susan Sontag's stories. So I've got some of her nonfiction, but I don't have any of her fiction. So this is just a collection of her stories I got out from the library. I also got The Safe Keep. I knew what this was about when I requested it. I don't remember. It sounds like it's some kind of family drama. Listen, I'll give it a go. And then the last one is actually behind you. Ooh. So I'm currently in the middle of Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I actually have also ordered a copy of this off of Vinted. It's just not here yet. Because I don't think I'm going to finish it before it needs to go back. Because I'm slower than I used to be. Because I have more things going on at the moment. And I'm really liking it. So I do think I want it on my shelves. I've obviously not finished it, but I've gotten halfway through, and yeah, I'm really enjoying is probably the wrong word. I am appreciating it for what it is, and I think it's a really interesting story. So I do want it on my shelves. So I have ordered a secondhand copy, and hopefully that'll be here soonish. But those are the books. That's the haul. I think that's it. For now, anyway. I've got a few books currently on order from Vinted because I just can't help myself. So yeah. Like you're so, I feel like you're so far away. I don't know. Is that weird? Is it weird that there's all this like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm overthinking it. Oh, that's really hot still. Okay, good to know. Hi. It's been a really long time. Not really. It's not been a long time since I've made a video, but I haven't actually posted anything on YouTube for a really long time. I think it's been at least a year. I can't really remember. But yeah, it's been a really long time. I feel like there's so much to catch you up on, and I don't even really know where to start. I'm like almost certain I've posted videos since I have my son, who turned 2 last month, which is crazy. I don't really know where the last year in particular went. It feels like, I don't know, like it flew by. I felt when we were celebrating his 2nd birthday, it felt like we had just celebrated his 1st birthday. So yeah, the last year's just been a doozy. I turned 30 in January and we went away for my birthday. I might be able to insert some clips actually, because I know I did film a little bit. We went to Whitby down in Yorkshire for my birthday, and we got an Airbnb, which was this like incredible arts and crafts style, like calling it a house really underdoes it. It was like a mansion. And it was my husband and I and 4 of our friends went away, and that was my birthday kind of gift, and it was all I wanted. I wanted to go away for the weekend with my friends and kind of be Taylor for a weekend, and my in-laws took Peter, my son. So it was really nice. It was really, really nice. We had a great time. Yeah, I'm trying to remember everything I had to catch you guys up on. I guess like one of the biggest changes, and this has actually happened fairly recently, it's about just over a month ago, is I ended up getting a part-time job, and I'm not closing the shop. I'm not stopping making content or anything. And in fact, weirdly enough, like getting this job has kind of spurred me on to creating more stuff. But I was feeling the pressure of not having a consistent flow of money coming in every month and not contributing in that way to my family. Obviously, like, I was a stay-at-home mom for the last 2 years, and the 2 years before that I was like pregnant and trying to get pregnant, and because I'm chronically ill, that like brought its own complications, and so that was my focus. But I felt like I was in a bit of a rut, and I was having a really hard time getting out of it. And then there were some like extenuating circumstances that just meant that I felt it was time to get a part-time job. It's not a forever job. It's literally, it's not even like it's not a big deal. I work in a cafe part-time. It's not a huge deal, but it's just something that gets me out of the house, brings a consistent amount of money coming in, gives me that little bit more independence and just feeling like I'm contributing. It is a lot. I mean, it's only been like a month or 5 weeks or something, so I'm not like, it's still new. But trying to find the balance of everything is definitely difficult. Being mom and wife and ill, and then trying to run my own business and have a job, and then all the other things that kind of come along with just existing, can be difficult. So I'm still finding my rhythm, but I think it's going well. And like I said, like I've weirdly enough probably made more stuff since I started this job, because my free time is finite. So I kind of have to plan out like when I'm gonna make stuff, when I'm gonna do stuff, which forces me to do it. So that's been good. As you saw in the video today, like I am making things. I am testing the boundaries of my creativity and trying to do more things that I've been interested in for years and never really taken the plunge. So a lot of stuff I've done, but not since I was a teenager, like painting or using pastels, drawing, stuff like that. And I've been carving out more time to read. And so yeah, I'm making the best of the situation. I'm still hoping that one day I'll be able to make a more kind of consistent income from my art and my creativity. But for right now, this feels like the right decision until that happens. Even if it does feel like a lot and quite overwhelming. I think it's the right decision. So yeah, it's good. And it's been good for my mental health too. Like I said, it's not a forever job. It's not, the job itself is not even particularly a job that I really like or love or anything, but I really love my coworkers and I love where I work, and it's very convenient, and the hours work with our childcare needs and stuff. So, it works. It is what it is. It's good for the moment. In terms of like content, obviously I really want to get back to making content. I am reticent to make any kind of promise because I know I've said that in the past and really not much has come from it, or nothing has come from it. As I've said, I've made a few videos. I just haven't like edited them together or posted them. But I really do want to. And now that there's a little bit more scheduling to our lives, Peter's at nursery or daycare for my North American friends. He's not in a full week, but he's in more than he was before. And he's obviously like being 2, he communicates more, he walks on his own, he's a lot more independent. I mean, he's still 2, but he's a lot more independent than he was when he was a baby. It does make it slightly easier, although he's big time mama's boy. So if he's around, I try and make stuff while he's around, but I'm kind of limited on what I can do because he wants my full attention the whole time. So that can be something to work with, but that's okay. My husband really helps out with that and making sure that I get time to do my work and my hobbies and my art and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very much in a season of life. I almost feel like this kind of mirrors the season of life I was in between living in Asia and Scotland. So there was like a year where I was back in Canada and I had a couple different part-time jobs and I was applying to universities kind of on a whim, and they were all in the UK, and I had no idea like what I was gonna do. Like I felt like something was gonna happen, something like I would figure it out. I felt confident that I would figure out something long term, but I, in that moment, like had no idea what I was gonna do. I didn't know if I was gonna get into uni. If I did, I certainly didn't plan on going to the UK because I didn't think we could be able to afford it. Like there were all of these different things that I just was like, I don't know, I feel like I was tossing my hat into every circle and just hoping it landed in one, you know? And that's kind of how I feel right now, in a positive way. Like I genuinely feel like something good is gonna come of all of this. It's just that I don't really know what. If I'm honest, there's like 3 jobs, careers that I would like be really interested in pursuing. I don't know which one is going to be the most practical or what's going to come first or make the most sense or whatever, but I do feel like something's going to pan out. I just need to throw my hat in the ring and hope it lands, you know what I mean? So I feel like the job that I have, the job itself is not my dream job. It's not like something I love to do. I don't love working in a cafe. However, it's part of a larger organization that does a lot of different things that I am passionate about and that I would like to be more involved in. And so it's a way in, which is great if that's the right thing. I'm also, like I said, trying to make more content and just make more things. And maybe, I don't know, getting people to see my art, the things I make. I'm looking at possibly submitting some stuff to like local art shows and galleries and seeing if anything comes of that. And, you know, just taking a chance on anything that kind of piques my interest, and we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. If you hear scratching, by the way, my dog is lying in the sun. So she's, and we've got hardwood floor in this room. So, oh, I think it just woke her up. Speaking of the shop, actually, so that's a good kind of segue. It might already even be closed by the time this video goes up, but I am closing my Etsy shop. Now, I am not having a shop. I will be reopening the shop in the future, but not on Etsy. So if you shop Etsy, or if you have like favorite creators, you may have heard that Etsy frequently changes their policies and their pricing. And at this point in time, it does not make sense for me to use Etsy because I am just like not making anything. Even if I sell a bunch of stuff, I'm not making anything. The fees that Etsy are charging makers, creators, creatives, artists are unreal. It is officially cheaper for me to just open my own shop, on my own website. So I will be doing that over the next couple of months, just organizing that and figuring that out. And I will, of course, let you guys know when that's open. If there's anything you'd like to see in the shop, let me know. I'd love to get some paintings and some drawings in there if you're interested in that. I'll, of course, be making quilts and bags. And just maybe some like fabric art pieces as well to hang up would be lovely. So yeah, let me know what you're interested in, what you'd like to see from me in the shop. I think that would be really fun. But I will be closing my Etsy shop. It may already be closed this month. I will put it down in the description box, whether it's closed or not. And if it's not, I will give you guys a date. Because yeah, it just doesn't make sense anymore. I'm paying so much in fees that I don't really make anything from the shop. It's not making sense. I think Etsy's great. The way it is right now, Etsy's great if you make digital products and there's no physical shipping or anything that you need to do. There's no packaging that you need to do. Or it's great if you're making something that is easy to produce, neither of which I'm currently making. I don't make digital products, and all of my stuff is really labor intensive because it's handmade art or bags or quilts. So they're expensive, which Etsy also doesn't really love. Their algorithm doesn't really like to, it doesn't promote really expensive stuff unless it's already selling well. So like handmade quilts kind of are way down the list. And unless you can produce things really, really quickly. And because I am one person who has a whole other life, and now a second job, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to run my own shop and my own website because it is genuinely cheaper at this point. So I will put all the details down below. In addition to that, you may have noticed on this channel, on all my social media, and now the shop, I have changed the name to just my name. Yeah, that's just it. I'll let you know what the website is. It'll probably be something like just my name, but yeah, it's Taylor F. Smith or Taylor F. Smith Art on social media because that's easier. But yeah, it's just my name. I just prefer it given that I am expanding my creativity and my art. I just think it makes sense. And it means that I can kind of go where the wind blows in terms of themes and mediums and anything I'm interested in. So yeah, it just a small thing, but I have changed my name. I'm not the Lass in Linen anymore in most things. I'm still in the midst of changing things over, but I am going to be just probably Taylor F. Smith Art or Taylor F. Smith. So everything, though, as usual, will be linked in the description box down below. So if you're confused or can't find me, it'll be right there. Trying to think, I think that's it. I think I was supposed to write down all the things I wanted to talk to you guys about so that I didn't forget. And I'm sure the second I turn this camera off, I'm gonna be like, oh, I forgot this thing. But I honestly can't remember anything else. I hope you guys are doing well. I am hoping I will not be able, I know the algorithm will hate me and that's fine, but I will not be able to put a video up every week. Not right now, at least. There's too much going on. I am hoping to put a video up every 2 weeks, but like, if you don't trust me to do that based on my past track record, I get it. I get it. The last few years have been a whirlwind and I have been unreliable as a creator, so I get it. But I am hoping to. I've got plans. We'll see. We'll see. And yeah, I'm really glad you guys, if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. I know it's a little bit different. My content probably is gonna look different because a lot of things in my life have changed now that there's a child and a job. And I have changed as a person, getting older. But yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. I will be the first one to let you guys know when the shop is reopened and how things are going with that. And I hope you guys have a great couple of weeks. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I will see you in 2 weeks. Okay, bye guys.